In the very crowded family hauling SUV segment, it is very difficult to stand out. But Honda has done a great product with this Honda Pilot Elite. This is the 4th generation version of the Honda Pilot. It is a 2023. Is this similar to the 2024? Stay tuned and you're gonna find out. Before I continue, I just wanna say a big thank you to Honda for allowing me to have this Honda Pilot Elite for me to test in my home test area. Stay tuned, that is coming up next. Okay, let's talk 2023 Honda Pilot Elite. So to answer the question in the title, is it the exact same vehicle as a 2024? It's a little complicated, but the short answer is yes. This is the same drivetrain, which is a 3.5 liter V6, making 285 horsepower and 262 pounds-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic. This model is all-wheel drive. This particular version of the Pilot is the 4th generation, which debuted in 2023. So the only major differences is there's now a new trim called the Black Edition. So it's a very different version than this one. Along, of course, you have the Trail Sport, you have the Touring and other lower trims, but overall, essentially, it is the same as a 2024 vehicle. Let's start in the front. The Honda Pilot went from looking kind of like a minivan-ish to this very bold and in-charge look. You got this massive Honda grille on the front, gigantic, almost dinner plate size Honda 8 emblem up front, which hides the radar cruise control, and you have the camera in the windshield for automatic lane, for part of Honda's active suite of safety systems called Honda Sensing. So lane keep assist, lane departure warning, and things of that nature. Let's start with the front, like I said. So up front, you have 360 camera in this particular trim because it is the Elite, and it has a little windshield washer to keep the cameras clean. Very big, bold grille, very large opening to get a lot of air to that 3.5 V6, which is naturally aspirated, no turbo, no supercharging, very straightforward engine. You do have actual functioning air vents here to cool the brakes. You have the LED fog light right there, which is hidden. Parking sensors all around because this is the Elite trim, so it has pretty much every single option. My tester is wrapped on Bridgestone Primacy tires, wrapped in 20-inch wheels. They're very nice, very decent sized wheels. Big bold mirrors, LED turn signals in each mirror. You got a camera behind each mirror. And this color is very nice. It's silver, excuse me, it's gray. And you can see it has the metallic pearls. And this generation of the Pilot is a very good looking SUV. Honda nailed it. They did an excellent job with the design language. You have this very blocky and boxy look. Giant Pilot in the back, just so people know what it is. And you got the all-wheel drive badge back here, Elite in the back. Since we're back here, let's take a look at the cargo area. And this is, keep in mind, this is a 7-passenger family hauling SUV, so plenty of room for people and cargo. So you do have 3 rows of seating, so you can just pull them up like so. There's one, and there is the second one. Plenty of room, which I'll go over more in the detail in the interior section. And then you have a lot of room back here, and you do have undercarriage storage. And something unique is the center console, which I'll just show that. I won't put it in here, but I'll show what I'm talking about. You can remove the center portion of the seat and put it in here and put it away. So it becomes a 7-passenger or an 8-passenger in a flip of a switch, literally. So to fold them, you just pull this string, very straightforward. Fold them like so. Back here, you do have USB-C port right there. Don't mind the sun. USB-C port. You do have air vents for the third row passenger. You have lighting everywhere and ambient lighting. Cup holders, of course, on both sides. You do have this very nice and handy walk-away feature. So if I press this button, if I walk away, it will automatically close the hatch, as you guys can see, which is very nice. So if you have your hands are full, You don't have to worry about fumbling with a remote or anything like that. And it has keyless entry in all 4 doors. So you just walk up to it. And let me show you guys what the lighting looks like. So everything in this vehicle besides the turn signals in the rear is LED. The LED is flickering on camera, but it's not flickering in real life. That's just the way it looks. But you got this massive blinking LED turn signals. You have the LED low and high beam and LED fog lights back there. Very mean and command and charge look. Let's take a quick another overview, another look on the outside. And hard to see on the daylight, but LED taillights right here, incandescent turn signals, incandescent reverse, and there's a look at the back. All right, let's take a quick look of the interior, the technology, the features, and then we go for a quick drive of this 2023 Honda Pilot Elite. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step inside the 2023 Honda Pilot. Very easy affair to get in. You could of course get in with the key, which looks like this. Very simple, straightforward key. You have unlock, lock, remote start, open, panic. Nothing crazy about this key, but you just put your hand on it if it's off, but the car's running. Keep in mind this is the Elite trim, so this is the highest trim underneath the new black trim, black edition for 2024. But this is a 23, 24, and 23s are identical. And this one has very nice brown leather. There's the controls for the 3 passenger memory seats, which remember the steering wheel. I mean, excuse me, remembers the mirrors and the seats. Power folding mirrors in this particular trim because it's the Elite. Power everything. Lots of useful cubbies everywhere. And I mean, this vehicle has excellent placement for everything. So you have basically 2 sets of cup holders up front. You have the ones in the center console, and you have this one, so you can put whatever you want in here, and extra cubbies, and another cubby here. This one is not that big or deep, but you have a bi-level cubby situation going in. Here you have the controls for the rear hatch. This one has a heated windshield wiper, so where the wipers rest, it heats up, so it can clear off snow in the winter. Power, of course, seats, heated and cool in the front row and heated in the rear. 2-way lumbar support. All right, let's step inside the 2023 Honda Pilot. And it's a very nice place to be. This vehicle has, let me close that shade because it is a little bright in here and it's disturbing the camera. This has a 12.3-inch cluster, which is 100% customizable. So you press this button here and you start scrolling down, and right now is in bar mode, so you have RPMs on the left and then speedometer on the right, but you can customize it with this little wheel here. And if I go to the settings, gauge setting, and then you can just go to gauge design, and then you can go to traditional round. And it's pretty cool, the fact that they allow you to do this, and you can customize it pretty much whatever you want. So things, for example, maintenance, it tells you the oil life, the tire pressure for each tire, the safety systems, no content. And if I go back to how I had it, this is the fuel left in the MPG. And and that's a traditional, the way it looks like, which is cool. So we got digital speedometer in the middle. Very straightforward controls at the steering wheel. So you have the media controls on the left. So volume up and down, track forward, backwards, voice command button. And then this one also controls the left side of the screen. So you can customize whatever you want here, which is very useful. Very, very, very useful. You can customize this side as well. So you can say audio, hide show, pretty much whatever you want, which is the way it's supposed to be. If you give me a screen, let me customize it, not just make it round dials and that's it, because then what is the point? Moving towards the center, this is a 9-inch infotainment screen. It does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. It's not using the latest version of Android Automotive found in the new Honda Accord, but it's a very straightforward system. You know, you have all apps, navigation, phone, input here, and if you do audio source, it shows you pretty much what you're looking for here. You can activate the camera, so you press this button right here, and it shows you, that's the front view. You click it again, and it shows you the size of the mirrors, and then the 360 cam. Very useful if you're coming out of, say, driveway. It does have, of course, dual zone automatic climate control. Actually, excuse me, 3-zone. So you have driver, passenger, and you have the rear. So if you press rear, that's the rear settings, and everything can be linked, of course, to the driver. You have USB-A and USB-C. You have a traditional 12-volt cigarette style outlet. Another little cubby here, wireless charger. Another cubby for whatever you want, phone. And another cubby right here, which is useful, and you can put whatever you want there. And similar to the driver's side, you do have the same extra cup holders, the same extra cubbies, and door panel. Moving on to the center console, that's where you see also giant size cup holders, which they also light up at night, which is kind of cool. Nice little all around like this, they light up at night. Very funky shifter. That's just me nitpicking, but it's something you can get used to. Obviously, you got park, you got reverse here, which activates the cameras, of course, and you have trajectory lines and multi-view, so you can change to that view, you can change to this view, pretty much whatever you want, which is useful. And there's a parking sensor letting you know that I'm too close to that back. And then you have neutral, and then you have drive and sport. And then sport, changes the shift points. This vehicle does have 7, you heard that correctly, excuse me, I knocked the phone, 7 different drive modes. So let's go through them all. Right now is a normal mode. You got sport, you have eco, you have snow, you have trail, which nobody's going to take this on any trail, and it activates the front camera, which is cool. And like I mentioned outside, it has a little windshield washer fluid to wash both cameras, front and rear cameras. And you have sand, and it starts changing things and turning off traction control, as you can see. And you have tow mode if you're going to tow anything, which this vehicle can tow anywhere between 35 to 5,000 pounds. I will leave the information, insert the correct information in the video as I'm speaking. And you have a digital, temperature gauge and a digital MP fuel gauge on the side. Even though it says 9.5, which sounds horrible, I actually was getting 26.1 miles per gallon on the highway, which is super efficient driving it in eco mode. And let's move on to the big center console. Very giant cubby, huge space in here. You can put whatever you want. This could double as a little cooler if Honda decided to do that. So anyway, and of course, you got the glove box here. Nothing special there. This vehicle does have the Bose sound system. Let me put this back in normal mode and turn off that camera. It does have factory navigation that you can do. You could just click on this and it will load up the factory navigation, but with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, most folks are not going to use the onboard navigation. The steering wheel in this particular trim, because it's the Elite, is heated. The button is right there, and the button for the power folding mirrors is right here. Mirrors the power fold. And this one, being that it is the Elite version, it does have a gigantic panoramic sunroof, which goes all the way to almost the third row, which is gigantic. And a sign that modern SUVs are basically high minivans. This vehicle has a little fisheye mirror, which activates this mirror here, and you can see who's back there and what's going on, which is kind of hilarious. And if you do open it all the way, you do have, it is a traditional sunglass holder. You know, and this button opens the sunroof. You could turn on the lights, everything's LED. Auto dimming all 3 mirrors in this trim because it's Elite, this one, and both outside mirrors. All right, let's take a look at the back seats of the Honda Pilot. 3rd row, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step in the back of the Honda Pilot. Same affair, all doors are keyless entry. Very similar materials, excuse the sun, as the front. You do have built-in sunshade, or as the straight pipe guys will say, peasant blockers. Shout out to the straight pipes, big fan of you guys. And yeah, same materials, the reddish brown leather, and all 4 windows are automatic, so auto up and down all 4, and they go all the way down, which is nice. Similar to the front, you do have extra cup holders in this door, but in this particular trim, I mean, in this particular instance, they do a very important function because you remove the center console, which I'll demonstrate that in a second. So same multi-level cubbies, you got big pockets here. And before I go up to the back seat, let me just show you how easy it is to get to the 3rd row. You just press this button right here, and voila, the seat just slides forward like so. And there's a look at the 3rd row, which we're gonna get into in a second. But let me get into the 2nd row, and let me open the shade because it is a little dark back here, to give you guys some lighting. And I'm adjusting the seat to how I would drive. I'm about 5'8". The seat is adjusted to how I drive, and I have plenty of room here. I do have controls for the center, for the climate control here. The seats back here are heated, which is very, very nice, very useful. So people sitting back here, it's not going to be a penalty box. There I have my camera gear, but you do have USB-A and USB-C back here. I mean, 2 USB-A, excuse me, and you have a traditional hostel style outlet, which you can see where they were thinking of families. Back pockets has cubbies everywhere. I mean, you can put, look, you got a pocket right here, you got another pocket here, you got a huge pocket, multi-level pocket. I mean, it is pocket galore back here. And there's a look at that giant panoramic glass sunroof, which is very nice. And cubbies, I do have a little helper with me in the video, but I am keeping her away from the camera for now. But very, very nice seats. There's a look at what a booster seat will look like. The seat does not move forward with the booster seat. It just stays in place, but at least I tried it and it did not move. But so talking about the center console, you just pull this little tab here, and you have captain's chairs. And if you don't need to have 3 people across, you have captain's chairs right here. You have another cubby here. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, this entire console can be removed. So let me get out for a second, and then you press this here, and let me see if I can figure this out, how to do this. Let's see. Yeah, I think you pull this here and then you lift from the back. Yes, that's exactly how it is. It's a little hard to do on camera. Let me see if I can position the camera and try to do this so you guys can see. So give me 1 second. Okay, my apologies, but unfortunately I would look for and insert a way how to do this, because for the life of me I could not do it. But anyway, let me show you guys how to get to the third row. So there's another button up here behind this, and there's one right here. So this is the easiest one to get in. Also, before I go back there, another way to fold the seats, which is very easy, if you need cargo capability, you just fold the seat like so. But I am gonna unfold it And let me get into the third row seat. I am about 5'8", and I have the seat adjusted to how I would sit in the front. And I have plenty of room back here. Plenty of room. I do have my own USB-C right here. I do have my own air vents. You do have pockets, cup holders. There is a little light back here, and it also turns on at night. This little tiny hole turns on to show ambient lighting mode. Very, very convenient back here. It's not like a penalty box to sit back here, for full-size adults and of course kids. And there is a third seatbelt here for third passenger, which I don't see how that's gonna work. Or instead of a third person, this might be just an additional seatbelt to get a car seat in here. But you could fold this seat as well if you need to fold. Let's say you need a cargo capability, you can fold that seat there, and you can just carry a bunch of people. So, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty much it in terms of my review of the interior of the Honda Pilot. And to get out of here, you just press this little button here, and the seat just slides forward like so. And you can of course get out. Very easy to get out of here. And push the seat back like so, and that's it. All right, let's take the Honda Pilot for a quick drive and see how she does. This is an example of a vehicle that you can't judge it by its covers in terms of what you read online, because it says only 285 horsepower, but it feels very adequate. All right, stay tuned. That's coming up next. All right, let's drive the 2023 Honda Pilot Elite. Again, keep in mind this is almost the highest trim. In 2023 it was. There was no other higher trim than the Elite. 2024 added a new trim. Very minor changes overall, but overall you're getting the same vehicle. So let's put this in drive. Oh, this vehicle does have automatic engine start-stop technology, which is very annoying. I always shut it off because it turns off the AC and it's just weird. It does have downhill assist, which is a button right here, automatic parking brake, and auto brake hold. So I am gonna turn around here, and right now I actually forgot to, I left that is my tripod back there making noises, but no worries. And this vehicle, it is very, very smooth. I drove this for like an hour and 20-minute drive, an hour and 20 drive recently, and it was great. Great for something that has 20-inch wheels. It drives very smooth. Yeah, you're gonna hear a little bit of road feedback, obviously, because the wheels are huge, but the tire size also very big, and I can see why people like this. In the beginning, I was a little kind of judging it by its character, so to speak. And like I said, it does have 285 horsepower, but it feels the power is very sufficient. You can't go by numbers only and say, oh, it only has 285 horsepower, so the car automatically is whack. The 10-speed automatic is very smooth. You don't even feel it doing anything, to be honest. Visibility is very good. You got this giant glass also in the back. Right now is a little hindered, the visibility, because I have the third row seat up and the headrests are in the way, but with the third row seats down, the visibility is very good. And I have the car in eco mode just to kind of see what kind of fuel economy I get. And I'm going into the highway now, and let's see, let me put it in. And the engine, actually the engine sounds very good. I don't know if it's pumped in audio or what, but it has a nice growl. It is a dual overhead cam V6. And let me turn on the cruise controls. You guys can see it happening. and it does an excellent job of keeping you in the lane. Let me turn that on, and as you guys can see, it's doing the driving. It knows the cars, which is very cool. It sees what's around itself, and it's taking the curve perfectly. Now, of course, it's yelling at me to hold the steering wheel, but you hold it for a couple of more minutes, and obviously this is not a complete self-driving system, but it's an aid. It's a driving assist, and it's doing great. I used it on my road trip, and it was excellent. You know, if you're tired and you don't want to, especially in stop and go traffic, it does an excellent job of mitigating the speed on the highway. Stop and go traffic, which is annoying and nobody wants to do that. And if you let it go again, you see the two, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it has the two green lines letting you know that it's basically seeing the lines, which is cool. And overall, I am very impressed with this Honda Pilot. This is my first Honda Pilot ever. I've never driven any Honda Pilot of any year. But I'm glad that Honda decided to ditch the CVT. I think the previous generations had CVTs. I'll correct that if it's incorrect. I will just leave a graphic if yes or no. But this one feels excellent. And I can see it's a great people mover. I'm pretty sure Honda, it is one of the top selling vehicles in its class. And I can see why. Because it is a great product, well done. It was very thought out. It wasn't just built just because. It looks like they did their homework and research as to what family wants and what family needs. And it has a little bit of everything. It's nice, yeah. It doesn't feel, is it a luxury car? No. Is it the fastest thing on the planet? No. But it's not built for that. It's built for family hauling duties, and it does excellent job at that. And it's an excellent product altogether, with a nice healthy mix of technologies, of yay or nays, and it's good. Thumbs up, Honda. Great job on this product, and I am pretty sure that it will do good off-road for those who are brave enough to take a family SUV off-road. And in low speeds, you could turn on the camera, which is pretty cool, and you can see what's going on in front of you and the side of you. 360 cam. But that's it. And look, this little quick drive, I got 19.4 miles per gallon, and I wasn't even trying. So fuel economy is excellent in this vehicle. But anyway, this has been my first look at the 2023 and 24, because they look identical and they're essentially the same cars, Honda Pilot Elite. Thank you all for watching, for liking, for subscribing. And I will see you all on the next one. Take care and stay safe.